जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जय वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रजनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रजनरंजन यमुनातीरवनचारि यमुनातीरवनचारि हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय राधा जय राधा जय राधा माधव जय राधा जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to ISKCON Seshadripuram Bhagavatam class, morning Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayeshva Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna devotees. We'll get into today's verse. I'll share the screen. Hare Krishna. So, third canto, 25th chapter, 30th sloka. तद्येतन्मे विजानीहि तद्येतान्मे विजानीहि यतहं मन्दधीर्हरे यतहं मन्दधीर्हरे सुखं बुद्ध्यये दुर्बोधम् सुखं बुद्ध्यये दुर्बोधम् योषा भवत् अनुग्रहात् योषा भवत् अनुग्रहात् तद्येतान् मे विज्ञानिहि तद्येतान् मे विज्ञानिहि एताहं मन्दधीर्हरे एताहं मन्दधीर्हरे सुखं बुद्ध्यये दुर्बोधम् योषा भवत् अनुग्रहात् तद्येतान् मे विजनिहि एताहं मन्दधीर्हरे सुखं बुद्ध्यया दुर्बोधं योषा भवत् अनुग्रहात् तद्येतान् मे विजानीहि यताहं मन्दधीर्हरे सुखं बुद्ध्यये दुर्बोधं योषा भवत् अनुग्रहात् तद्येतान् मे विजानीहि यताहं मन्दधीर्हरे सुखं बुद्ध्यये दुर्बोधं योषा भवत् अनुग्रहात्. Word to word meaning, translation and purport. Tat etat, that same, me, to me, vijnanihi, please explain, yatha, so that, aham, I, manda, slow, dihi, whose intelligence, hare, O my Lord, sukham, easily, buddhyaya, may understand, durbodham, very difficult to understand, yosha, a woman, bhavat anugrahat, by your grace. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. My dear son, Kapila, after all, I am a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you will kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby I feel transcendental happiness. Purport. Knowledge of the absolute truth is not very easily understood by ordinary, less intelligent men. But if the spiritual master is kind enough to the disciple, however unintelligent the disciple may be, then by the divine grace of the spiritual master, everything is revealed. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura therefore says, Yashya Prasada, by the mercy of the spiritual master, the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavat Prasadaha is revealed. Devahuti requested her great son to be merciful towards her because she was a less intelligent woman and also his mother. By the grace of Kapiladev, it was quite possible for her to understand the absolute truth, even though the subject matter is very difficult for ordinary persons, especially women. Here the purport ends. Om Ajnana Timurandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaskuru Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamcha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyasya Krupa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Samyavadi Paschacha Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna devotees. And we are discussing from Canto 3, chapter 35, verse number 30. So the flow of today's session will be like this. A little introduction about the canto, chapter, verse, previous verses, and the next verses, and we will get into the detail of today's verse. And today I would like to repeat as it is whatever Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada conveyed to us from this verse. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Canto 3 status quo. The status quo means, say, government passed some amendment, and now the same government is coming and checking whether those amendments are in place or not. It's like a secondary level activity. So the third canto is divided into 4 divisions. The first division is meeting of Uddhava and Vidura. The second division is Sarga and Visarga. The third division is pastimes of Lord Varaha. All these things we have covered. Part B, fourth division, appearance and teachings of Lord Kapila. So this goes on from 21st chapter to 23rd chapter. I'm repeating, appearance and teachings of Lord Kapila. Presently we are in 25th chapter. Fine. And the 24th chapter deals about, that means previous chapter. Lord Kapila appeared in Devavuti's womb. Brahma glorified Kardama and Devavuti. Married of 9 daughters, Kardama offered prayers to Kapila and renounced the world with Lord's permission. And the next chapter, fundamental principles of material nature. So that is out of our scope. And today we will discuss about the 25th chapter. What is 25th chapter? The glories of devotional service. And the flow of this chapter goes on like this. Teachings of Lord Kapila to Devahuti. After Kardama left, Kapila stayed with mother. She inquired from him. So this is a little background. And again, further, this 25th chapter, chapter-wise background we'll look into. Then we will get into the 25th chapter, today's verse. Previously, we discussed about in the chapter the glories of devotional service. Lord Kapila establishes the need for liberation for a conditioned soul. And then questions by Devahuti. Then Devahuti's questions to Kapila Devi. Then Kapila offers Adhyatmika Yoga as the solution and explains it. Then Kapila establishes the supremacy of bhakti over the other two paths. So in that one particular quality or bhakti, how to get this bhakti? So one could get bhakti by associating with the devotees. So who could be the devotee? There are four qualities. In that, first two are secondary qualities and the next two are primary qualities. The first two qualities are tolerant and merciful, titikshva and karunika. And the primary qualities are very determined bhakti and least bother about the byproducts or the material benefits through this bhakti. Ananya and Dhrada Bhakti. Ananya means expecting some material benefit out of this Bhakti Yoga. And Dhrada Bhakti means strong determination. Example, Prahlad Maharaj. Whatever disturbance comes, there is no distraction. That is the. And then from that, the devotee will get byproducts, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhava, Prema, finally. And then Devahuti's questions. Previous two verses, what kind of bhakti should I perform to easily attain you? And explain the process of jnana and yoga. How many limbs do they have? So all those things we discussed in the previous class. And we know that ultimate is out of three, Paramatma, Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, and finally Bhagavan realization. So Bhagavan realization is the objective of us. Prabhupada is mentioning like that. And today's verse, let me read the purport once again, then we will get into today's verse details. My dear son Kapila, after all I am a woman, it is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you will kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness. So Prabhupada starts with saying this is the submission of Mother Devahuti, Lord Kapila's mother Devahuti. Though she is an exalted woman, and the submission should be like this. The process of understanding transcendental subject matter is not by challenge. One meets a guru not with challenging mood. We should have, the submissiveness. Say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Pranadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sayushnana Amanina Mahanadena Kirtanya Sada Hari. So we know that if one is interested to advance by chanting, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advises that you should be humbler than the straw or grass and tolerant than tree. These two qualities. One is humbler than straw and tolerant than tree. Pranadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sayushnana Amanina. Without feeling oneself becoming very proud of intelligence. Oh, I am materially this, that. He should give respect to others, and in this way, one can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra offenselessly. That should be the submission, that should be the mood. So, Devahuti, as I mentioned, though she is a mother of Kapil Dev is none other than Supreme Personality of Godhead, because she is a woman, not only a woman, she is going to be a disciple or the student, she is presenting herself as very humble student, not that superior mother. No. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevya. One has to learn this. The first condition is pranipathena. That means one should have that submission. Right? How that submission? By seva or by service. And we have to please the spiritual master, the teacher, by service. Only we can please the teacher or spiritual master only by service. This whole bhakti process depends on service attitude. Sevon mukhe he jivadha. I have several times explained this verse. Prabhupada is mentioning. Ataha Sri Krishna namadi na bhave grahyam indrihi. Our present material senses are blunt. By these present senses, it is not possible to understand the transcendental nature of Krishna, because our senses are imperfect. Right? With eyes, we look at the sun, it looks like some disc and small disc like that. But is it? It is not. So our senses are imperfect. Prabhupada says here. And everything is quality, is past time. They are all divyam. That means divya means divine, spiritual. Janma karma cha me divyam. So divyam, transcendental subject matter, is not possible to understand by these material blunt senses. So as we discussed, our senses are imperfect. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam, from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila. That means one has to purify the senses, and when the senses are purified, then with the purified senses, Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Uchyate. When our senses are purified, then we can serve Rishikesha. Rishikesha Sevanam. Bhakti means to serve Krishna, the master of the senses, by our senses, but these present senses, they cannot be fit for serving Krishna. It has to be purified. Prabhupada is explaining. So, how this purification is possible? So, since we come to the point that our senses are not perfect, our senses are imperfect, then how to purify these senses? Sevon mukhehi jivadav, by engaging oneself in service of the Lord. And the first service begins from the tongue. The tongue is very, very important. Jivadav. We have not many senses. We have got many senses, sense organs, but devotional service begins from the tongue. Jivada, by chanting. It is very difficult subject matter, but it is made easy because Devahuti says, Sukham Buddhyeya. Sukham Buddhyeya. Very easily I can understand, because I can understand, that is the meaning. Because I am woman, Krishna is open to everyone. Striyo, Vaishyas, Thata, Sudra. Although they are considered less intelligent, still Krishna is open to everyone. And especially in this age, Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangaha Param Vijay. Simply by chanting Krishna's name, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangaha, one become liberated, and then Param Vijay. He is transferred to the spiritual world. And Prabhupada trying to explain the list of difficulties in the Kali Yuga, because Mother Devahuti submitting herself, so that we have to realize that, not because of she is a woman, and Prabhupada also mentioned here, it is open to all. Krishna is open to all, not only for the the materially, mentioned aspects like that. Although this Kali Yuga, in Kali Yuga, Kali Shudra Sambhava, everybody is Shudra in this Kali Yuga. So then we will get into the Kali Yuga. Although this Kali Yuga is full of faulty things, everyone is embraced with so many difficulties. Still, very easy method is, this is spoken by Sukadeva Goswami after describing the falls of Kali Yuga. There are many hundreds and thousands of falls. People will suffer. They are all described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. People's intelligence, bodily strength, mercifulness, everything will be reduced. And so many things are described. Some of them are very prominent even at the present moment. Just like in the Kali Yuga, it is stated, Lavanyam Kesha Dharanam. Lavanyam Kesha Dharanam from Srimad Bhagavatam. People will think by keeping long hairs, they will become beautiful. Only by that hair, long hair, they think that they are Lavanyam Kesha Dharanam. So that is very visible now, especially in the Western countries, even in our own country. They keep very long hairs. Then Prabhupada is moving to next point. The Dampatye Ratim Yevahi. Ratim, here the marriage, husband and wife, they will be simply by agreement. Simply by agreement. Nowadays, that is happening. You go to a marriage maker and agree. So marriage assemblers will be there. Marriage is finished. Not like before. Dampatye Ratim Yevahi. Those days, marriage means from, as per the Shastra, the Varnashrama system, we know that so there are so many austerities one should take, and the mood of both, Grahastha and Grahamati is amazing. But in today's context, Rati means sex desire. So long their sex desires will be completed, so long their sex desires will be completed, they can live. Svikara Eva Kodvahi. These are stated all. Vipratve Sutram Eva Hi. To become a Brahmana, just have a sacred thread. Sacred or not sacred, get a thread for 1 rupee or something. That's all, without executing the Brahminical duties. That is going on. In this way, there is a long list of Kali Yuga's activities. So, keep on, Prabhupada is explaining about, the Kali Yuga activities. So we all know, so in Kali Yuga, we all are most fallen. So after listing out so many things, Prabhupada is coming to the conclusion saying that, so after submitting the list, Sukadeva Goswami says, Kaler dosha nidhi rajan asti he eko mahan gunaha. My dear King Parikshit, I have described all the faults of this Kali Yuga, but there is a special advantage in this age. That is, he said, Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangaha Param Vijay. Srimad Bhagavatam 12.3.51, very famous verse. People can become liberated and go back to home, back to Godhead, simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Iva Kevalam. Kalo Nasteva, 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 Tadiranyata. So, this easy process, Sukham Jivadu, that begins from the Jiva tongue. If you kindly train your tongue to chant Hare Krishna mantra, and if possible without offense, there are 10 kinds of offenses. If we avoid the offenses and you chant Hare Krishna mantra, you become liberated. And it is very easy. Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangaha Param Vijay. Mukta. Anyone who is chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, if he is chanting sincerely, sincerely or not sincerely. If he chants, then he will become sincere and purified. Cheto darpana marjan. So this is the easiest process. So durbodham yosha bhavad anugrahat. But this chance is gotten by the grace of Krishna. Very important. Bhagavat anugraha. If Krishna sees somebody that he is sincerely chanting Hare Krishna mantra, he is within everyone. Ishwaraha sarva bhutanam hrid desha arjuna tishtati. Bhagavad Gita 18.61. Tishtati. He can understand that here is a sincere devotee, then he gives chance. He as Chaitya Guru, the super soul, Chaitya Guru and this external Guru, he gives the chance of meeting external Guru also. Very, very important point. It doesn't, we will not get Guru easily, we will not get Krishna easily. Is representative so that Krishna helps a sincere devotee externally and internally. Internally, he helps himself as Paramatma. Buddhi yogam dadamitam. Krishna says that I give him intelligence from within and without, externally. Is representative, the spiritual master is there. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Guru Krishna Kripaya Paye Bhakti Lata Bija. Combination of Guru and Krishna. By the grace of Krishna, one gets a bona fide Guru, and by the grace of a bona fide Guru, one gets Krishna. This is going on. It's a very important point. I saw one picture. Prabhupada was going, and there are so many other disciples following Prabhupada. And there is one person in the park who was so relaxed and putting leg on his another leg and then relaxing like this, because such a person is not connected with Prabhupada. Why? Because this is the point. So therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Guru Krishna Kripa Paye Bhakti Lata Bija. Combination of Guru and Krishna. By the grace of Krishna, one gets a bona fide Guru, and by the grace of the bona fide Guru, one gets Krishna. This is going on. So as we are fallen, similarly, Shastra has given us very easy method to appreciate our transcendental life, our blissful life. That is Krishna consciousness movement. This we are teaching everywhere, that you chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. And when they are advanced, they are engaged in deity worship, in preaching work and so many other things. So we know now with the bhakti. So Prabhupada is emphasizing on that. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dashyam, Sakyam Atmanaivedanam. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.23. So Devahuti, it's very important. Prabhupada is connecting now us by giving all these details. So Devahuti, Devi, she thinks herself, because woman, Yosha, Durbodham, she is accepting her son as Guru and very submissively. So that is what Prabhupada started explaining this particular verse. This is the submission. So one should have that submission to the Guru, submissively. And she wants to understand the very difficult subject matter very easily by the grace of Kapila Dev. This is very important thing. To receive the causeless mercy of Krishna and the spiritual master, both by Krishna's mercy, we shall get spiritual master, and spiritual masters, Yashya Prasada, Bhagavat Prasada. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, he has very much stressed on the mercy of Guru, and that is actually fact. if we receive the mercy of Guru, if we can satisfy Guru by our service, and if he gives his blessings, that is very, very great opportunity. Yesterday we saw, about the importance of Guru in verse number 28 and 29. The importance of Guru, those days, whomever, very aristocratic family or the king or emperor's, children, they go to the hermitage or they go to the Gurukula where the Guru stays, and they start, submissively serving, the Guru. There is no very opulent, no, I am a son of a king, I am a son of very learned Brahmana, no, nothing like there. So there, the Sishya means there is a Lakshana, right? Vidyarthi should have the Lakshana. There are so many, other Lakshanas are there for the Vidyarthi. So being a student, I saw one of the, ISKCON, video in that, Vidyarthi Pancha Lakshana. So there are, 5 qualities the Sishya should have. So in that, this, how they would is, submissiveness. So in that, video, it is mentioned that Vidyarthi Pancha Lakshana. The first one is Alpahari. Alpahari means what? Not keep on feeding the senses. Whatever the Indriyas are there, keep on feeding. So that is the meaning of Alpahari. And then Grahatyahi. What is this Grahatyahi? Grahatyahi means one should come out of this comfort zone. Grahatyahi. Right? No, I'm very comfortable with, association with Maya. No, because our nature is, but we have to go back to the original nature. Grahatyahi. And then Swana Nidra. One should have a sleep like a dog, Swana Nidra. And one should have, quality like crane. What crane, very focused. But what do you call that? So that is another quality. And what is that? Another quality for student is, yes, these are the qualities. 4 I told. Grahatyahi, Alpahari, Swana Nidra, Bhakodhyanam, and then one more is there. Swana Nidra, Grahatyahi, and one more is there. Okay, right. So that means these are the qualities for a Sishya, Guru. So she's putting herself, in the submissive nature. I am most fallen, I am a woman, all these things she's telling. That is the Lakshana of a Guru. It is not that challenging, I am a son of so and so, I am a son, I learned these things, I want a Guru. Are you eligible to be a Guru? Like that. We can see, practically there are so many bogus Gurus, speculative Gurus, right? So in the Guru, so we know that, there are so many Gurus, the hierarchy and Acharyas, Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, and then Tirtha Guru. Tirtha Guru means wherever we go, to our yatras, there we will meet, some devotee. So that devotee will come and tell about, the Sthala Purana and about, the glories of the Lord and about, Acharya, these things. So they call it as Tirtha Guru. So they should have so much of dedication. Prabhupada mentioned in many places, there are so many bogus, Tirtha Guru. They will go and, they are behind only the money, taking money and, speaking some nonsense like that. They should reveal, the Lord, and they should preach to the devotees as per the Shastra, as per the Agama, as per that particular temple. So in that way. And then Guru, being representative of Krishna, he is worshipped as Krishna, Sakshat Daripena Samasta Sastri. All Shastras recommends that Tata Bhavyata Eva sadbihi. And those who are pure devotees, they accept. But that does not mean that Guru declares himself that I am Krishna, I am God. No. Kintu prabho ya priyeva tasya. He is the most confidential servant of Krishna. Therefore, he is very dear, and as he is very dear to Krishna, if he recommends somebody, Krishna accept him, he will accept him. Yashya prasada bhagavat prasada. That is the system. Guru is very confidential servant of Krishna. Why confidential servant? Because he is canvassing door to door, preaching. Please become Krishna consciousness. Who should preach? Now again the question is, oh, am I eligible to preach? Am I qualified to preach? Right? In Srimad Bhagavatam, the introduction portion, it is mentioned that by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, those who are taking birth in the region of India. So this Bharatvarsh. So those who are taking birth in the region of India, everybody should preach. The one who is chanting one round is eligible to preach to other person. So that is the quality here, and they will become gradually confidential servant of Krishna. Please become Krishna consciousness. Please surrender to Krishna. Krishna says, Arjuna, Sarvadharman pariteja mamekam saranam vracha. And Guru takes that very mission, but does not say like Krishna that you surrender to me. He says surrender to Krishna. That is the difference. One has to surrender. There are many, bogus gurus are there. They claim themselves, a guru. They themselves, claims that I myself God like that. So Prabhupada is protecting us from that point of Mayavada blessings. One has to surrender to Krishna through the via media of Guru, not directly. Somebody, says, once we had a discussion in my Shiksha Guru's, house. Some devotee was telling, I have a direct relation with, the Lord, and I speak to him directly. And my Shiksha Guru asked, who is your, Guru like that? He said, no, I don't need any Guru. I have a direct relation with the Lord. That mode is not recommended. This is the process. Therefore, Guru accepts respects from the disciple, not for the personal self, by conveying the respect to Krishna. This is the process. Yashya prasada bhagavad prasada. Yashya prasada na gadikuto pi. If you cannot get the mercy of Guru, then it is very difficult to approach Krishna. So how to please Krishna? Guru through Sevon Mukha, by the service. What kind of service? Navavida Bhakti Disa, according to the Shastra. Even many times, the devotees, Western devotees, ask Prabhupada, why you have chosen Western countries for your preaching movement? He said, very simple, straightforward answer. My Guru's instruction is this, so I have come here to give this. And then, when Prabhupada was forming this ISKCON movement, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, some Western devotees suggested, Prabhupada, why are you keeping International Society for Krishna Consciousness? Why can't you keep it as a God consciousness? Prabhupada said, so here I have come only to deliver whatever my Guru Maharaj instructed to me, whatever there in the Shastra, so I am here for that. So I don't have any rights. That is the submission. He offered the same respect to his Guru. Goes. So in that way, the Guru's mood should be, and then that is being shown by Devahuti, although he is a son, she is begging the mercy of Kapila Dev so that by his mercy she could understand what is devotional service and how to approach Krishna. Tad etan me vignehi yataham mandadihi. So this is very good qualification. Mandadihi. So in the verse we saw this. My intelligence is not very sharp. Mandha. That is especially in this age. Prabhupada already mentioned what are the difficulties in Kali Yuga. Of course, Kapila Dev and Devahuti was not in this age. Still she is submitting because she happens to be woman, and although she is such exalted woman that she could give birth to the personality of God at Kapila Dev, she was not ordinary woman. Still, she thinks Mandadihi. I am less intelligent. Mandadir Hare. Mandadir Hare. My dear Kapila, you are supreme personality of Godhead, but I am Mandadihi. My intelligence is not very sharp. Still, I want to understand the sublime subject matter, transcendental subject matter from you. So it is possible. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned that when his Guru and others were criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, see, one should focus on Vedanta Sutra. Simply, this person is always chanting, the simple mantras like Hare Krishna Mahamantra, like that. Then he mentioned that, so in Kali Yuga, it is not possible that, reading all the Shastras and this thing. So here, that is my purpose of, preaching like that. There, his target audience are such a people. In Kali Yuga, all are such a target audience. So, in order to get the mercy of Guru, so Yashya Prasada, Bhagavad Prasada, we must search out a bona fide spiritual master, representative of Krishna or Kapila Deva, and then we shall submit and offer service. In this way, we shall please the Guru, and if he is satisfied, then our business is complete. So one should satisfy the Guru. So one of the question and answer, this thing, one of the devotee raised this question to my spiritual master Jayapada Swami Guru Maharaj. One of the devotee mentioned that, Guru Maharaj, what pleases you so much? He mentioned, very particularly, the one who is engaging, there are so many, the one who is engaging in the spreading of Krishna consciousness. I like them, whatever whatever one's capacity, that service I like the most. So in that way, we can become a confidential servant of the Krishna. Even Krishna mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, such a people are very dear to me, very close to me. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended this process. This process, Jnane Prayasam Udapasya Namanta Eva, from Srimad Bhagavatam. The process of understanding or approaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead is this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approved this when he was discussing with Ramananda Raya. So the process of approaching the Supreme Lord, so he first of all explained the Varnashrama Dharma, Varnashrama Acharvata, Purushena Paraha Umam Vishnu Aradhyate. That means the human life is for Vishnu Aradhanam. That is a human life. Vishnu Aradhanam. The Varnashrama, the system, Chaturvarnyam Maya system. Krishna says, Guna Karma Vibhagashe. Krishna is, Guna Karma. Once Guna is very important, but in Kali Yuga, we are so inclined about the birth identity, right? I am born in a Brahmanical family. I am born in this, so-called, rich family. I am born as so-and-so's, son, or I am a so-and-so's wife, like that. Not like that. Guna Karma Vibhavasha. Krishna says, why he established this Chaturvarna Maya system? Because through the Chaturvarnya systematic instruction, following the rules and regulation of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, one can approach Lord Vishnu Aradhyate. But in Kali Yuga, all are Sudras. This is Varnashrama Dharma, is very important. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that it is very difficult even to execute the rules and regulations of Varnashrama Dharma in this age. Even Sankaracharya also mentioned, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. So, oh fool, in this Kali Yuga, no rules and regulations will save you. So, chant Hare Govinda, name of go chant the name of Govinda, chant the name of the Govinda, like that. It is being mentioned. Therefore, after explaining this, this Varnashram Dharma, yes, it is one of the process, but in this age, it is very difficult. Who is going to be a Brahmana? It is very difficult, especially it has become very difficult in India. We are advertising, we are soliciting, please come here in the Hare Krishna land and just become Brahmana, Vaishnava, and we shall try to serve you by giving you good place, but nobody is coming. See the Prabhupada mood, excellent. Therefore, it is very difficult to revive the old Varnashram Dharma culture. And also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore said, no, it is all right, but it is very difficult now. He is practical. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. He is studied by Rupa Goswami as the most munificent avatara incarnation. There are many incarnations, but he is the most munificent Padanya, the supreme charitable. Why? Krishna Prema Pradayate. He is distributing love of Krishna like anything. So that is the understanding here. Right? And even Bhagavad Gita also it is mentioned, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschid Yatati Siddhyaye Yatatam Api Siddhanam Kaschin Vetimam Tatvataha. To understand Krishna is very, very difficult. Out of many, many millions of persons, one tries for making his life successful, and out of many, many such successful Yatatam Api Siddhanam. One who has attained Siddhi, such person may understood Krishna. So Krishna to understand. So first of all, we cannot understand Krishna. Then where is the question of love of Krishna? So it's very, very difficult finding, such a people. So they were mad after Krishna. Where is Krishna? And Prabhupada is giving one example here. It is not possible for ordinary man to understand. It might be possible for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and few devotees, just like his immediate disciples, the 6 Goswamis. They were also following the same principle in the Vrindavana. The 6 Goswamis used to live, but they were seeking Krishna, becoming mad. So see another contradictory, or not contradictory, another elevated situation. So they were mad after Krishna. Where is Krishna? They never said, we have seen Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he said, I was dreaming of Krishna, and why you awake me? I have lost the chance. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood is like this. In this way, they were making bhajana. This is called Viraha Bhajana. Viraha Bhajana means the separation. So the biggest, mood is feeling, separation from devotees, feeling separation from Guru, feeling separation from Lord, from the Lord. And another word is Chiram. For many, many years, if you speculate, you cannot understand Krishna. You have to receive the mercy of Krishna through the spiritual master. Then it is possible. That is recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And another example, this is the process, if we hear about Krishna, Sthane Stitaha Shruti Gatham Tanuvan Manobhihi. You remain in your position, don't change. Either you are a Brahmana or Shudra or Grahastha or Sannyasi, it doesn't matter, but you hear about Krishna. This is the process, this is the first class process. Only we can find in our movement, right? Very amazing. So we are opening Prabhupada's mood. We are opening thousands and hundreds of centers, and particularly, recently, like Prabhupada mentioning, 102 centers all over the world that time. But we want to open thousands, but we are in need of assistance, but nobody is coming. Anyway, the Europeans, Americans, some of them have joined. Still, we required many thousands because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is He wants to spread this Krishna consciousness movement, not in the city or that city, but Nagaradi Grama. That means just like here, we have opened a center in Gandhigram, but in Bombay, such hundreds and thousands centers can be opened. It is so big city. Similarly, there are other cities. It is required. Even in our temple, every year senior devotees are meeting, and then concluding that we have to increase, this preaching movement, and we should have, many centers, like, how Prabhupada is mentioning here. But it all depends on our level of surrender, whomever it may be, with your comfort. And also my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapada Swami Guru Maharaj mentions the one who is preaching and who is preaching beyond his comfort level. So such a person, he likes, or such a service he likes. And then, so every Indian should understand the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. The same philosophy, Krishna says his philosophy is Sarvadharman Pariteja Mam Ekam Saranam Praja. Just surrender to me, I will give you protection. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy is the same. So they all are asking us to surrender, but still we have that stinge of anarthas. Krishna helps in washing your dirty things within the heart. Te cheto darpana marjan. The same thing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, then when we were free, tat pratvena nirmalam, you become purified. We become purified. Then immediately we revive our Krishna consciousness and encourage ourselves in Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada finishes by saying, thank you very much. So the quick summary here, I would like to give here. So we discussed about what is, the background about this canto. This is the status quo, the government passing some amendment and coming and checking that. And this chapter is all about the glories of devotional service. Under glories of devotional service, here she is submitting, this verse, 30th verse, Prabhupada started explaining, Mother Dev, it is humble submission. So I am a fool number one, like that. I am a woman, like that. She's putting her submission. So even in front of our Guru Maharaj, in front of our Acharyas, we are also, should exhibit such a qualities, then our spiritual progress will be better. So there are so many, details we have discussed from that. So the final conclusion of Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, when we are free means by away from the contamination, you become purified, we become purified, then immediately we revive our Krishna consciousness and engage ourselves in the Krishna service. So as per the direction of the Gurus, not by my own speculative or whimsically I do this. Guru's instruction. How Prabhupada mentioned for the reporter's question, why Prabhupada you have chosen Western country, means straight answer is my Guru Maharaj instructed to me like that. So here I'd like to stop today's sharing about the verse number 30, 25th chapter, 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So if there are any suggestions, if there are any corrections, please open for the discussion. Once again, thanks for temple management for giving me this opportunity. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees, is there any questions? You can unmute and speak. Otherwise, it will be there in the YouTube and the Facebook of our temple account, and you can ping me in that, so I could respond to the queries. Hare Krishna. So I'll end the meeting here. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna.